Hey guys, it's Chelsea from The Financial Diet, and this week's video is brought to you by TurboTax. And this week, I wanted to talk to you guys about the things in your life that you should be totally automating besides your savings. Obviously, we kind of beat the drum a lot here on TFD that making your savings automatic has tons of benefits, not just for the amount of money you'll likely be more able to save, but also for its psychological benefits. When you're not having to manually transfer that money out of each paycheck, you are much less likely to forget to do it or to be tempted by it, which of course in the long run will likely make you save more. But it also will be one less thing for you to have to constantly worry about. Provided that you check in on the transfer from time to time to make sure everything's going okay, it lifts the weight off your shoulders of having to do one more thing with your bank account. And it allows you to focus your attention on other, more high-level goals you have with your money. Particularly when saving things like that first initial emergency fund or your retirement account, having that automated transfer will assure that that money goal can run nicely in the background while your brain is freed up to do other things. But your savings is not the only thing in your life that you should be automating. There are many other elements of our day-to-day lives which can often get away from us or feel overwhelming even when they're super simple. And many of them are totally open to being automated. Yes, of course, it takes a few minutes to set up some of these automations, but once they're there, similar to the savings, it frees up your mind to be able to focus on other things and gives you that comfort of knowing that you'll be doing those little tasks that often get away from you. So without further ado, let's get into it with 7 things you should be automating besides your savings. Number 1 is recurring appointments. Most healthcare providers these days allow you to automate your recurring appointments for things like teeth cleanings, general checkups, etc. These are the exact kind of appointments that tend to really get away from us and often leave us feeling this compounding sense of guilt. And as someone who never had a cavity in her life up until the time about a year and a half ago that she went to the dentist and found out that she had 3 cavities, one of which was extremely painful to fill, I can only say that not having gone to my teeth cleaning for over 2 years was one of the worst decisions I've ever made. Now I am religious about going every 6 months, and I am determined to go the rest of my life without ever having another cavity or making any of my current ones worse. And listen, clearly I get it that when you're young and healthy and everything seems to be working okay, it can feel easy to ignore these regular appointments you need to be making. And also they feel like such an overwhelming bitch to actually make. But nothing feels better than knowing that you've checked off everything on that ZocDoc checklist and you are in a healthy, squeaky clean body. And not to bring the room down, but this is America. Not everyone even has access to those routine healthcare appointments. So if they are accessible and affordable to you, take advantage of them. This is one of those things that's so easy to forget and so easy to feel overwhelming and feels so good when you get it done. Automate those appointments. Number 2 is packing lists. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, and there's a statistically low chance that you do, but in case you do, you've probably seen my love of packing spreadsheets and even occasionally seen me share one of my own. I am someone who travels quite a lot each year for both work and personal reasons, and many of the trips I make, whether it's routine work destinations or trips back and forth to France to visit with the in-laws and friends, there's generally a pretty standard packing list for these places. For something like a work conference where you're likely not to leave the air-conditioned hotel conference complex for 3 days, you basically know what you need to pack. For certain locations and weather patterns, and also whether it's work or play, you get the point. There's patterns within what you're having to pack for. And even for different travel reasons or climates, there are usually a set of toiletries, accessories, electronics, etc. that you'll need to be taking with you. In all of these cases, having a clear list or spreadsheet for packing makes the entire process so much easier. Not having to rethink every single suitcase from zero and also making sure you have a clear list of things that you can't forget will ensure that the entire process is much smoother. Of course, I enjoy making these packing spreadsheets for the purpose of making sure I have cute outfits every day, but I also enjoy them for the fact that they remove one more complicated and annoying thing about travel. For example, tomorrow I leave for 6 days in Philadelphia, and you can bet that my spreadsheet is crystal clear so that my packing will take about 20 minutes. The more you can automate these with the recurring templates, the easier it will be. Number 3 is technology backups. Long story short is that backing up your laptop, your phone, your tablet, etc. can seem like one of those things that's so easy to not do until you didn't do it and you lose something. I think we've all been in a place where we've lost access, whether to files that were important for work or school, or photos that we liked, or videos, etc. And we are beating ourselves up with regret that we didn't back up those items when we had the chance. There are super easy ways to automate the backing up of all your devices and all your most important files. And there are also ways to save them that ensure that they're always accessible from any computer. We'll link you to a quick tutorial in the description to show you how to make sure all of your important files are automatically safeguarded. Number 4 is birthday, anniversary, and important day reminders. Now, I have a list of about 10 or so days that if I forget them, I am in a lot of trouble. Obviously, there are the big ones like your mom's birthday and anniversary, Father's Day, etc. But there are also little ones that can be easy to forget, but when remembered can make a huge difference. For example, let's say you're working with someone whom you want to feel really valued and appreciated. Simply setting up a reminder for the anniversary of when they started working with the company will allow you to do something small but special for that day to make them feel acknowledged. Even something as simple as leaving a little cupcake on their desk or sending them a gift card can be the difference between another day going by and a day feeling super special for that person. There are many little days in our lives like this that often slip away from us. And as fewer and fewer of us are using Facebook, the opportunity to be automatically reminded of things like your friends' birthdays is getting farther and farther away. But these are easy reminders to automate on your own, and really good ways to make sure everyone who's important in your life, no matter the reason, feels acknowledged and remembered and special. You can even set up reminders for non-anniversary special cute days within your relationship. For example, if you had one amazing date with your partner, you can set a reminder to remind you a year from that date and do something really cute to recreate it. Either way, half the battle of making these relationships feel meaningful and making people feel remembered is just yourself remembering when the day is there. It's so easy to let these little things slip away from us, and so special when we remember them. So automate the reminders. Number 5 is outsourcing a problem. There are basically apps for everything today. Every little minor task that annoys us, that sticks on our to-do list, that makes us feel frustrated and anxious, can generally be helped now with the right technology. For example, if you are someone who dreads going to the grocery store and always ends up shopping really poorly when you go, you can automate your grocery list and sign up for a delivery service that will take care of that thing for you. You can get help with meal planning, with walking your dog while you're at work, even someone to clean your house once a month. And while yes, it is clear that none of these options will be the absolute cheapest ones, sometimes we stand to gain enormously in both time and mental space by picking one thing that really trips us up each month and figuring out how to do it better. I'm someone who really doesn't mind cleaning, but if I did and it was a big struggle and I was constantly living in a place that was not very nice to live in because I didn't get around to actually cleaning it, I would probably outsource that. And there are also super universal apps like If This, Then That, which will make sure that when you do one thing, another thing is automatically done. For example, if we go off the last point, you can set it up so that when it's your mom's birthday and you get a reminder, it automatically sends her flowers. There are also apps that make it that when you spend on a certain thing with your debit card, money is automatically transferred to your savings. This can act as a great deterrent from overspending on certain things or allow you to just get out of your own way when it comes to saving more. The point is, we live in an era where nearly every little problem can be helped or solved with the right app or tool. And often spending just a little bit more money can free up an enormous amount of time, which, if we're being clear here, can translate to more money if needed. You may be better off with 2 hours a month doing a really good side hustle instead of worrying about going to the grocery store and doing a shitty job shopping. Pick your task that's tripping you up and find a way to automate it. Number 6 is automate one cleaning task per week. And this is, while technically not a total automation in the sense that you're still participating in it, it is picking one cleaning task that you do at the same time every week, no excuses. For example, you might choose to always do your laundry on Thursday nights no matter what, which means that you head into every weekend with a basket full of clean clothes, and you're never worried about when you're gonna get around to it and just watching that pile build up on that one random chair in your bedroom. For me, for example, every single Sunday, either myself or my husband deep clean our bathroom. And we do this every Sunday because we are guaranteed to have at least some time to do it, and it's everyone's least favorite task. So when it has its specific time slot and we know that one of the two of us is responsible for it, it is way more likely to get done than when it's just some ambient task floating around both of our to-do lists. And cleaning is one of those things where the more consistently and frequently you do it, the easier it is overall. Yes, cleaning the bathroom is still not a task I jump out of bed in the morning and feel great about doing, but since I do it once a week, it's never that overwhelming. I've cleaned a bathroom before, and I won't say whose. It was my husband's before we lived together. That clearly him and his roommate had not touched for months. And let me tell you that experience was traumatic. And I learned from that experience that making that particular task a routine ensured that it would never ever feel overwhelming in the moment. Even picking just one task to make part of your automatic weekly schedule can make all of the active cleaning feel so much easier. And number 7 is refilling prescriptions. Now, there are some exceptions to this because some medicines are highly controlled and require you to actually go back to your doctor each time to get a refill. But many prescriptions are not like that, and you can easily set up an automatic refill with your pharmacy every 30, 60, or 90 days, because otherwise it's very easy to get down to your very last pill and have that oh shit moment where you have to go and get your prescription refilled and sometimes even miss a few days in the process. And while that's not necessarily life-threatening for every prescription, it can be really dangerous for some. But more importantly, if it is something that you can automate and avoid those situations entirely, you definitely should. Some pharmacies can even ship certain medications directly to your house without you even having to go pick them up. If medication is a part of your day-to-day life, it is so important to figure out how you can streamline that so that it's not something you will potentially mess up. And honestly, even if there weren't any negative health impacts from missing a couple pills, who wants to go have to stand in the line at the pharmacy every month? At the end of the day, none of these tasks individually are the end of the world. But combined, they can often be the things that leave us feeling overwhelmed and end up turning into these weird shame spirals where we forgot to go to the dentist, so now we'll never go to the dentist because we're afraid the dentist will yell at us when we go. Or maybe it's that place in your house that you never get around to actually cleaning out and organizing, which then starts to feel like this monster shame room that you can never go near. The more we can automate our lives to take care of the little things that trip us up, the more we can focus on what's important in our lives and use that valuable brain space for stuff that actually requires some cognitive effort. And if you're looking for a way to make a scary task feel totally doable, you should check out TurboTax and get over your fear of taxes. One of the most important ways to manage your finances is to do your own taxes, and TurboTax is the leader in tax software. TurboTax makes it easy for you to get your taxes done and take home your biggest possible refund. Plus, now they offer TurboTax Live, where you can click to connect with real CPAs using one-way video technology. 100% of their tax experts are certified public accountants, enrolled agents, or tax attorneys with an average of 15 years of tax preparation experience. And they offer next-level convenience because they're available nights and weekends, on demand, to give you personalized tax advice and answers to your specific tax questions as often as you need. TurboTax will help you get every dollar you deserve and get your biggest tax refund guaranteed. Check them out at the link in our description. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to come back every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for new and awesome videos.